this isn't working. Aha, there we go. Hi guys, Tiffany here. So, I was trying to make it to where the music isn't very loud because I want it on, but I'm trying to buffer it out just a little. Oh, don't mind me for a second. I had it ready, but still doesn't sound very quiet. It's not staying. There we go. Okay, so hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Tiffany's Quilting Life. This is an extension of earlier's video. I have severe insomnia. I cannot sleep. I cannot get comfortable, and I have these cramps. And I think it's just from shivering, because it's cold outside. It's very windy and it's very cold. For me, it's cold. In here, it is 68 degrees. Finally, it's actually chill in here, but I get the chills really, really, really easily. So I shiver, and it's causing pain. Hello, Sonia. And I figured, maybe I could just sew so I don't, think about it, which is what I do. This is how I handle my insomnia and my pain. I sew and I sew and I sew. So I am going to take the camera from there and I'm going to move it over here for clarity purposes. And I'm going to just plug it in because I know I'll end up running out. So I'm going to bring the camera over here. And we're working on earlier's project, which I'll show you. It's laying out on the ironing board, ready for its next part, its counterparts. And I just got to make sure the machine is set. I usually set my stitch length at a 2, and my width goes with where I need it to be for a 1/4 inch seam, which I already have set. So I'm going to move the camera over to here so you guys can hang out with me over here. Obviously you won't see my face, you'll just be watching me sew. So, and I turned the music on purposely to kind of drown out what you guys call my machine gun sounding, my brother machine here. So I'm going to bring the camera over. I'll show you where I'm at so far. I got everything pressed, and then what I'm going to be sewing. So give me a second and I'll get it over here. Since I can't sleep, I might as well just do this. So, here's my sewing area, by the way. So, here are the blocks. I pressed them back, and it looks so good with the gray that I did earlier. And now I'm just going to set the camera. Ooh, that doesn't work right there. We'll just set it right here, so you guys can stare at the sewing machine. Right there. And you guys will see my hands, obviously, and hear the music. Yes, they did. They look amazing. And the colors are surprisingly, they are very antique looking. They feel, I have that word in my head. I thought about it earlier, like a, not rustic, but I don't know, they're just cute, like antique colors. So right now, so altogether there is 8 blocks of each color. There are 12 colors. So I cut out a little bit more than 120 because technically that's 120 blocks. I cut out a little bit more because I need the first border and I need the top border and the one side, because it's always going to be a top and a left side that needs to be finished when you pre-do sashing. So I cut just a little bit more than 120, and if I have any left, they'll go in my tubs. But for now, I'm just going to sew these together, and you guys can just watch me chain piece these through the machine. So, Sonia, what time is it where you are? I'm just going to try to attempt to just chain piece these piles. I should have made the pile smaller in a different angle. I figured it just turned 12 now, so I'm going to make 2 piles because this is quite the stack here. 2 a.m. Yeah, it just turned 12 here. It's 12:02. I figured it's a lot easier for me to just come sew, so I don't need to take any painkillers. I took something from Muscles to relax me and an anti-inflammatory, but it hasn't relaxed me, and I just have the chills like you wouldn't believe. But I closed the window and have no fans on me, so I should be good for a little while with the small breeze that's blowing into my garage. JN Kentucky. What's JN Kentucky? I am JN Kentucky. Oh, that's supposed to be in. KY is Kentucky, right? I think yeah. So what city are you in? Are you near Teresa? She's probably not going to get on, but because she's sleeping, but she's in Kentucky as well. Maybe if you guys, she watches it later and she sees what city you're in, maybe you guys can get together and sew. Don't mind the machine. I was told earlier that it sounds like a machine gun. Also, the background you are going to hear not only radio, but my garage door being blown against. It is actually windier than it was when I was on earlier, like super windier. These strips that I'm sewing, by the way, these, I didn't even press them. They're 4 inch by, they're 1.5 inch wide by 4 inches long, and these are 1.5 by 1.5 squares. Because what we're doing is, let me grab it real quick so I can show you. When you're making sashing, just for those who are curious, when you're making sashing, these are 4 inch blocks that I'm pre-making sashing for. And then I have the 1.5 inch. So you would cut the next piece 4 inches, which is the width of this, originally, before it was pressed. You want the original seam. So this is 4 inches with a 1.5. So this next sashing piece will sit on it, just like this. And obviously it gets pressed to the dark. So it'll sit on it just like this. Pre-made sashing. Already into it. And I just need to make the long pile. But aren't these just super adorable? It's like a rustic antique look. These colors, I don't know, I love them. I really thank Michelle for giving them to me for my birthday. I'm sure you're close to Bowling Green. I forgot what city she's in, and I don't have her address out here, but she's in a city there. Maybe she'll see this tomorrow. Her starts with a G too, I think. When she sees this tomorrow, though, yeah. Yes, they're very beautiful. I should bring them up, some of them up here, one of each color, while I'm doing this so you guys can see in the video. Go. Can you guys see that? Let me turn these ones around. There we go. Such pretty colors. There we go. I have to share them because they're so beautiful. So they're like a antique rustic slash, like, I forgot that there's a word for it. Simplistic something or other, I don't know. They just remind me of the good old days. Before anything and everything. And it's not like Civil War age. I'm just talking like when people started using pastels and stuff. It was really, really pretty. Like some of the antique furniture and clothing styles. It's kind of cool. That's why I had to cut into them. I have other projects planned, but I don't have my garage together to get all that together. I haven't I gotta move things around before I start getting to other projects. So I got 120 of these to sew so I can get them all onto these blocks. And I'm gonna finger press them between, and then I'll press them with the iron, but I wanted everybody to follow my process of this. This doesn't make my neck feel any better sitting here. I'm trying to talk my way through it. Is my tension good? Oh, it is. It looks funny. Sometimes this little machine, like, makes me think other things. So what are you doing up, Sonia? Just can't sleep?
Motley Crue here with you.
I hate that you guys can't, anybody can see my face, because I'd really love for you guys to see my face when I make videos. It kind of sucks. And now you're getting a close-up view of my messed up sewing. Oh, that sucks. Is it just insomnia, or is it something else? Pain? Mine's insomnia, but it's caused by the pain. Plus I have like these times, like the whole time I went to California, I was up the whole time. I was up a little bit over 72 hours. And I drove it. I went there and did all the things I needed to do. And if anyone goes on my Facebook, I went and played the drums at my mom's house and made a couple videos, singing karaoke. I had lots of fun with my aunt and my mom and my brother. Ooh, that means you need to get out of bed. That's me. If I don't, that's why my husband and I don't sleep in the same bed, and I think I've told everybody that during a video before. I squirm and worm and wiggle and so much that he just sleeps on the couch. It makes things easier. I mean, we do sleep in the same bed sometimes, but the more I squirm and wiggle, the more harder it is, you know. And he can't stay in the bed when I do that, up and down constantly, and I'd rather him get some sleep than no sleep like me. Yeah, my pain is absolutely horrible, and like my body just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Okay, so my brain is working overtime, like right now, and I feel these weird shooting pains through my body, and I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm jittery, but I'm really not. And I took my MS meds, and it calmed some of the pain with the nerve pain that shoots down my arms and my legs. Like, it makes me shake, and you can't really see it in the video, but my hands are not steady, and I get these like cramps. And the new med that I'm on has slowed a lot of that down. But I took a gabapentin, which is for nerve pain also, because I just felt that, I think it's just the cold, really. It's making things extra shaky. So inside my body, I feel this weird shake, and it actually causes so much pain. It makes me feel like when you get out of bed, I'm trying to explain the sensation. So like some people, when you get out of bed and you need to stretch, you feel the need to stretch your whole body and stretch and stretch, but you can't get that stretch fully, and you start feeling this weird pain because you need to stretch. That's how I feel constantly, because it feels like I need to stretch, but when I go to stretch, it's like the most worst pain ever. And the only reason why I can explain things is because before a lot of the symptoms started getting worse, I felt, regular pain and normal stuff like everybody else. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. Remember, stay hydrated, everybody. That's my main thing. Stay hydrated, because when you're quilting or piecing, you forget to drink and eat and so much stuff. It might actually be great for a weight loss program for some that need to lose weight, but I definitely don't need to lose weight. The forgetting to eat and drink stuff is not good. So I make sure I stop, get up, eat, drink, move around. And I don't think I'm at 120 pieces. This is going to be forever. I think I need to move the camera so you can see me, because I really would rather you see me talking and sewing, you know? It feels weird with you guys not seeing me. I'll bring my handy dandy box over here and see if it can change my area a little. So you can see me and me sewing. How's this? Let's see. Can't really see my face. Let's lift it up just a little. You'll have all of them done before you know. Yeah, that's me. It'll get done. Is this a good enough angle, or should I push it? I don't know how much further I can go back. That salt container wasn't in the way. There we go. Now you can see me and my sewing, right? A little bit higher. That's what I hate about these live videos, and I rather make regular videos, but I honestly can't. Sucks. I tried. I emptied all my tablet and my cell phone too, so there's nothing. Well, there's a couple things on them, but is this a better angle so you can see me and me sewing? I think it's better. I have to constantly adjust this chair. I do not have a very comfortable chair. I have a towel on it, and then I have a, I think this back piece is supposed to be a car thing. It's like a little thing on the back of my chair that I use. I think it's supposed to be in a car, but I use it in here. On my fold-up chair. I've tried roll-around chairs, but they don't roll around on my, the floor stuff I have along my mid-arm, well, long-arm frame. It's that anti-fatigue mat stuff, and it's on the floor, so I can quilt from behind or I can quilt in the front, so I have a row in the back and the row in the front. The anti-fatigue mats allow me to stand and quilt with no shoes on. And when my feet get tired or when my legs get tired, I have these special shoes and special socks because I have plantar fasciitis. So I use my special shoes and socks. I have to check my tension every once in a while. I use my special shoes and socks, and I can quilt for like 4 hours at a time without stopping. I try not to do that, but sometimes I just get in the zone, and then I have to stop and eat and drink and everything else. Well, I drink the whole time, though. So yeah, this shouldn't take me too long. They're not perfect. I don't think I'm ever perfect. I just try to keep the seam consistent. That's definitely something for beginners to know, is keeping your 1/4 inch seam consistent. Whether your pieces line up perfectly or not, as long as it has that 1/4 inch seam to match the next side, it should work perfectly. So, and this is solids. There's no right or wrong side on a solid. I try to keep them the same way I pulled them off, just so that they all stay consistent. You never know, some solids that one side is different than the other, but this one seems to be the same on both sides. So is the white. I'm glad I went with these and not the polka dots. The polka dots would have took it away from this vintage look, you know? And I really like the vintage look of these blocks. All I need to do is sew 120 of them, get these together. And then what I'll do after they're all finger pressed is what I'll, actually I could just regular press them, is I'll chain piece them all to the blocks and press those. It shouldn't take me long, but usually on my Juki, I'm way faster on the Juki. This one does on the fastest mode. Oh yes, get some water. It's great. Keep hydrated. And they always say for insomniacs, whoever's listening later, they always say that you shouldn't drink a lot of water because insomnia is also caused by nocturia, something like that. It's some kind of problem for people who have to get up and urinate a bazillion times in the middle of the night like me. But I don't think my water drinking has anything to do with it, because I have stopped drinking water by like 8 p.m. and I still get up 100 times to go pee in the middle of the night. It's just my MS. I have a very, very weak bladder, and it tells me I have to pee constantly. Wow, this pile is getting down there. I'm just going to keep going. If I can get this done, then we could probably get to starting on the Bargello as soon as I get this garage moved around, so you guys can work with me on that. Can't wait to do it. I mean, you guys saw my last one. It's not a Bargello, but it is. I call it a hop, skip, and a jump, and I'm going to have to write it out as a pattern because a bazillion people asked me on tons of my social media and sent me emails asking if I can write a pattern for it. So as soon as I get everything situated in here, I remember it's all in my head. So as soon as I get everything situated, I will definitely write out a pattern for my random hop, skip, and a jump, which is what it's going to be called, the pattern. And it'll be free for everybody. I'm going to have to find a fellow YouTube follower, somebody that follows me, and if anybody later is watching this, I need somebody that knows how to write PDFs and put drawings in PDFs so that I can write up the pattern and make a download for it. So I need somebody that can walk me through making a PDF file to make the pattern. So later on, if anybody's watching this, I would very much appreciate help with making a PDF from a tablet because I don't have a regular computer. I do, but it doesn't work as fast as you guys would think it would. But I do have, like, I don't know, Microsoft Word or something like that on my tablet and some other program. I think it's Adobe something or other. Both of those are on my tablet, so if somebody out there in this world that knows how to make PDF files could contact me in one of my links below and or email me, that would be great to walk me through making stuff like that and turning it into a clickable link for all of you to follow a pattern, because I could also do it with our current soon-to-be Bargello that I drew up. I know you guys would rather follow a pattern while following me, just in case I'm working too fast. That would be definitely a neat idea. Oh, thank you. I love making videos. I just wish that I could, like, have better camera equipment, which soon, hopefully, with what I am doing, my plan for raising money, I'm going to be trying to raise some money, which shall have prizes involved. And once I get that set up and situated, then I will be buying a camera. I'm hoping to raise a specific amount because I know how much the camera costs. And the more I raise, the more chances I have of affording the more and more better cameras so that we can watch me. I don't know if anybody watches Missouri Star and Mom and Pop Quilt Shop and things like that. They actually have different camera angles and somebody clicks it. Well, if I just had a computer to click the angle right here next to me, I would. So the more money I can raise on my idea that's going to be coming soon, the more chances I have of having better equipment. And all this stuff here in the garage will be situated differently, hopefully tomorrow. I can't move any of it myself, but my daughter's boyfriend does not work tomorrow, so he said he'll come over and my daughter and him will help me move things around to a more comfortable position. Then we can start the Bargello. And yeah, I gotta learn some things and get some stuff and buy some stuff. And I gotta raise money to do all of it. Hey, Michelle, I thought you were napping, Michelle. I thought you went to sleep. Did you get a notification that I was on and had to come see me? You said, girl, I gotta go to bed, get some sleep. And look at you, you're on here. Sonia, did you catch the video of me going to surprise Michelle? I know it's not very clear, or the surprise video, because my daughter was the camera person, and you guys know my phone is horrible video. Horrible, horrible video. But we did, you know, some scenes in her garage, and I know you can kind of see some and kind of see not, but Michelle here, she 100% was super excited. Like, I don't think she ever not smiled the whole time. Even at lunch, she was smiling the whole time. That woman got a kick out of me being there. And someday, I wish, you know, if I can travel more, I would love to be able to go meet more of my fans. That would be amazing to go and one-on-one with everybody and maybe even do a project. Michelle will probably get more chances because if I visit my mom, then obviously Michelle gets more visits from me because she lives not near my mom. So, but yeah, I figured that was the best thing to, I don't know, not get views, but more people interested in the fact that I enjoy my fans, even though I'm not at my 100 yet. I enjoy my fans just as much as I enjoy my quilting. You guys help me decide things as well, but you guys help me keep going. I love doing this and I love teaching, and I wish that it was situated better so that I can teach more things, you know? So if anybody watches this later and all those things that I've asked, like the learning to make a PDF file and so on and so forth, all those things, please contact me. And for new people, like and subscribe to my videos. It's something new. Sundays is So Sunday, but today is now not Sunday. This is just the extension of So Sunday. But talking to everybody and answering questions is also my pain relief. Like, you guys keep me so distracted, and this keeps me distracted, that I don't think about what hurts and stuff. Well, you never thought it, Michelle, and it came true. And yes, Michelle, like you were saying, I never thought I was a real person, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? I'm a real person, and I came from the screen to your door. Even though I did let the little doggy out on accident. Oops. It's okay. She came back. And Michelle has just this awesome setup like me, except hers is set up more like a fabric store. I swear that woman, Michelle, because you're there, has more fabric than I could ever dream of owning. Like, seriously, it looks like I have a lot, but a lot of mine is pre-cuts. Like, I get donations a lot to make donation quilts, and in all that, whatever's left over from making stuff or anything, when I go through the piles of things people bring me, if it's not a full yard of fabric, I just chop it up into 5-inch squares, 4-inch squares, 3-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, and so on and so forth. I love my pre-cuts. So if I want to make a specific block or a random sampler quilt with all sorts of fabrics, I can do that because I already have those cuts pre-cut in my tubs. Which, give me a few seconds and I'll actually just show everyone now that we have clear view camera in my garage. Like, this is awesome. My view is way clear, but I also have my extension internet out here, so it's making it work really good. Plus the sound of my machine gun, which is what Diane said earlier, that my machine sounds like a machine gun. It does. I listened to the video because I had to go through and make sure it was clear, the angles. So I fast forwarded through my video to make sure I got all the angles for you guys as correct as can be. Okay. Let me just take a second here. I don't have as many as I need done, but yes, it's very good when it's clear. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera and just hold it, and hopefully it stays clear. I'm going to show you guys around in here real quick. How's that sound? Since it's really bright in here. It won't be like this after tomorrow. It'll be moved around. But I'm going to take you guys around real quick during this, just so that you guys can see. Since I think the last time I showed everybody around, it was a very blurry video. And now it's super clear. So here we go. Let's move around and show you guys. Okay. So obviously this is my sewing area. So when I talk about pre-cuts, this is what I'm talking about. All these tubs, as you can see, we got 2.5 inch strips of solids, 3.5 inch squares, 2.5 inch strips of solids, 5 inch solid squares, 5 inch mixed colors, 4s. We got 2.5 inch strips of all sorts of colors and prints, 1.5, 2.5 inch squares, pre-cut squares to like do a, let's say, you know, you can snowball with them or whatever, and or make Irish chain quilts, which I love. 2.5 inch strips of all full length. Some of them are like 60 inch fabrics, because like I said, this is all donation stuff. More mixed prints, some leftover stuff I didn't want to cut up. Then we got fat quarters, leftover binding. Then we have fat quarters and half yard cuts. And then started project is supposed to be in that pile. I don't know how it ended up in this row. More fat quarters, fat quarters, fat quarters. Mix. These are all started projects. That one should be over here. That's from Michelle, which now you guys can see super clearly. Let's show off some of the stuff from Michelle. So she gave me this. It is a bundle. Some beautiful fabrics that go with. Where did it go? Where did it go? Ah, somewhere right here. Oh my. Did I lose it already? There it is. This is the pattern it goes with. So this is one of my gifts from Michelle. So I thank you, Michelle, so very much, because it is super awesome. So, okay, let's get to more of this. Let me put this back up there while you guys look at my fabric. So some people would say, oh, I have a lot or I have too much. But guess what? This is totally nothing compared. So here's all my fabric. So these ones that don't have, see the ones with the tags? Those have measurements. So that's, say, like, there is 3 yards and 5 inches of that, you know. This says how much is on them. So anything with a tag still says it. So if I pull it out and use it, I pull the tag off and then I re-measure it, but I haven't re-tagged those yet. So that's my good fabric area. Then we have my layer cakes. Let's see if I can't get this to stay nice and straight. So I have layer cakes of all different kinds. Some of them you can see in, some of you can't, but they're really, really pretty. Some I have more than one of, because I plan on doing big projects. Then I have my stack of jelly rolls and some charm squares there. Then that basket is patterns, and that's some thread, which I gotta use up all that thread. And then I made a pot holder a long time ago because I was trying to do a pineapple block. And guess what? I was doing that without the pineapple square. That's a messed up block. I hang it to remind myself that mess ups are okay. That's one of my first, like, I was trying when I first got rotary cutters and stuff. I have no idea what it was supposed to be. I was just kind of putting half square triangles with blocks together. And I keep all my rulers, and I finally did get the pineapple trimmer, but I haven't used it yet. That's why that sticker is still on it. So I did that thing without one. And I keep my basting sprays and my American flaggy stuff and my rotary cutters and my machine and my disaster right here. So this area, guys, this is the area that is most of my pre-cuts and stuff. So I keep this well organized. So these are prints that I'm going to make some pot holders out of, because we don't have very many, and the ones we have are like falling apart. So I chose anything that was like, you know, kitchen like green beans and such. Here's more fat cut quarters that I cut myself from fabric. And this is Christmas mix and funny fabric. I call this funny fabric because it's actually chocolate bars, chocolate candies. You'd never think they put chocolate candies on fabric, but they do. So I just have mixture stuff that I try to keep it together. Then we have, I iron. Okay, I don't know why I do this. It's an obsessive compulsive problem. So I press everything. So these are just really small pieces. Like, they're really mixed sizes, as you can see. So I can get some 5-inch squares or something out of this, or use it to make, you know, star blocks or some kind of something. And mix it with other colors. So these are all just random cuts. And I keep them nicely together. Then here's more. I try to just keep them all nicely folded. And then, like, here's only Christmas stuff. I don't really do Christmas very often, so this is my Christmas stack. That's it. And then this is anything that's a 1/4 yard or less. And then we come lower, 1/4 yard or less cuts. And then there's some Christmas panels in here. Like, this is one of those book things that you make, a fabric book. It was donated to me to make for the church, and I just haven't gotten it done yet. Just gonna leave it right there on top. And then again, here's more, anything that's a 1/4 yard or less. There's more of those flat cuts, but these are like ones that had angles and stuff. They were really weird cuts. Again, more mixed cuts, but these are flannel fabrics in here. Not very much flannel. These are all, you guys saw me bring this in the house. That's what I did for the Quilting Marine Secret. So I used these 2 drawers. Obviously, you guys recognize this, but it didn't come out 12.5 inches, so it didn't get sent in. Here's my box of fabric to do an attic window. I had pre-planned it, and I never did it. I don't know what's in this one. This is all, oh, you guys got to see this. I picked this up at a yard sale. This, let me bring it to the light. This is all binding, pre-made binding stuff, or what you call bias tape. I've never used it before, but this whole entire box is plumb full. I bought it for $5 from a yard sale. So these are like $2.79 or something like that at the store. Trying to see if any of them have a price on them still. So it's like 4 yards, 3 yards. It's pretty cool though. So much of it. I don't know what to use it for. And some thread fuse. I don't even know what's thread fuse. You guys know what? Fusible polyester nylon thread for bobbin. I don't know. It's old. And however old it is, it costed $8.95, however old it was. Yeah, so this whole entire thing. Can you believe that? $5 from a yard sale. And then my daughter does knitting, and she does it with big things, these big, huge knitting things. Triana loves to play with these when she comes out here, so I hid them up here so she can't get to them. And then we have, this is where I keep my solids. As you can see, again, they're still tagged. Some of them aren't. And then up here's more solids. I've never colored fabric, and I thought I would do it. So these 2 right here, I colored myself. So this one's orange because I was going to do an MS quilt. And this one's gray. It was supposed to be darker, but I never dyed fabric before, so that was my first try. And then I keep the longer ones. These are like 60-inch wide fabrics. And then I have all my books and more. These are what I use to bolt things. Michelle knows because she does the same thing. It's the board from the 99-cent store, the dollar store. I forgot what it's called. I don't have any with the little names on it, but here's all the quilts that need to be quilted. You guys might recognize some of them. This whole pile needs to be quilted, and down under there on the bottom shelf that you can't see. Yes, foam board. All that bottom shelf is more quilting stuff. This is my little cool thing that was given to me by someone. I use my old kitty litter things. I wash them out. And you guys might like this idea for all those who have cats. Oh my God, come on, stupid thing. Okay, let me put this up here for a second. You guys can stare at my books. So I use the cat litter things, and I clean them out, and then I use them for all my scraps from projects, so I can keep them together. So you guys could see this was from the cat projects that we did for the cat quilts. So anything that was over an inch, it all goes in here, and then I reorganize it later. And then down there, one of these days I'm going to do a jean quilt, a rag quilt, but made from jeans. So that whole thing is full of jeans. And then these are clothes that can be cut up. And remember, I said I use sheets for my, I've told you guys before, I use sheets for backing quilts that are donations. So all this, except for this stack right here, this stack is actually tablecloths, cotton tablecloths. But the rest of this, all over there, all that over there, that's all sheets. And they're bigger, the twin size are bigger. I don't use anything smaller. And then this is all fabric for clothing. My daughter wants to make clothes, so that bag right there, she wanted to make maxi dresses, but I don't know how to do it without a serger. And then there's another mess I need to clean up. I keep my plaids, sorry for the shaking. My plaids are separate. Yeah, Sandy, I have this is probably not even all, because I think this right here, these two tubs, I think have sheets in them too. And then if we go further, I keep batting scraps up there, which I piece together, but I keep them with the same kind of batting. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but I try to keep the same kind of batting that I would buy for someone. So if it's a cotton, I keep it with the cotton. If it's a poly, I keep it with the poly. The 80/20s I keep in the bags with the 80/20s, and then I'll piece them together. There's my new light thing. There's the garage door you hear. So here's my two tables. And as you can tell, one is just ever so slightly shorter. But these are going to be moved later today. And then here's more stacks of junk. This is the customer quilt project. I had to put it somewhere. So if we come to the opposite angle. Okay, so here's the whole area. I'm at the garage door. So right here is a puff quilt that I did. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these things, but they're super cute. I've been donating them like crazy because I don't know what to do with them. And they're heavy, 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 but it's great to lay a baby on because they're puff quilts, so they're super soft. And my first, I wanted to do rockabilly. So this is my first dress that I ever made. I gotta hold this up so you guys could see me with this held up to my body. I don't know if you guys are gonna see this, but this was the rockabilly dress that I made. And this is a really soft, like velvet, crushed velvet. And it's supposed to sit on me like this. And that even did a zipper that was red, but I messed up because I don't know how to make clothes. So I messed up, but the measurements were wrong. So it fits me, but it doesn't sit on my boobs because I should have put something stretchy up here. So it doesn't sit right at the top. It kind of like falls. But yeah, that's my first dress I ever made. It didn't turn out too bad, I guess. So let's turn this back around. So under here, I don't know if you guys can tell, don't mind the car seat. We have babies, so there's 2 car seats there. So all these tubs are all full of sheets, anything that's quilt worthy, cotton worthy. I have to go through it. There's some fabric in some of them. This one I think has pillows and stuff that I've been using as like a pattern for pillows. I have no idea what's in that bag. I think it's fluff for cotton fluff to fill things. This whole tub right here is all fabric too. I started going through it when I was moving the garage. And then I keep boxes for shipping. This is what I was telling you was in my way earlier. All this is usually not here, so I can walk around my whole table. And this is in the way. And then here's my, okay, so here's the mid-arm. The frame is 10 feet. So, I mean, on camera it doesn't look very long. So here's the top leader for the backing, and the backing goes on this one too. And then The top goes on this after you pull it up and sew it on, but I usually, like you can see now, I float my tops. This is just a practice piece. So I keep all my supplies. This was in the garbage. Someone threw it in the garbage. So I just cleaned it up and put a top with a cutting mat on it, which you can't tell because this is on it, but I got a little cutting mat on there. It's usually the one I use, but I keep all my supplies for the machine right here. Yes, I just throw my stuff around. And then I keep bobbins and chalk and everything. Lots of thread. And I don't know why some people have pickiness on my thread, but I use the Coats and Clark thread. And you know what? It works just amazing. This is the cotton thread. And then I keep this drawer full of big spools of every color you can possibly think of. And then obviously more stuff from Michelle. Let's see. She gave me some marine fabric, which is going to go on the back of my husband's quilt. And there's some panels. I think you guys saw these ones. She gave me some Halloween fabric. So I was going to find some more Halloween stuff and throw it in and make something out of it all. And then some fabric that goes with the eagle to make my husband another quilt. Or actually, I'll probably end up making a wall hanging out of it. And let's turn that light on so you guys can see real quick. So I keep this. This is the one I had in the house. As you guys can tell, look at this mat. This is why I had so much trouble in the house when I was quilting. These gouges fit. Look at that. It's horrible. Like, so this is my throw around mat that just kind of goes wherever I go. All right, so under the frame, these are all the bolts. So I keep, this is all the cottons. Yes, this is all Walmart fabric. Because why? Because I'm a cheapie. This is my extension table right here for the Brother machine, but I don't use it. So I keep all these, and then it starts right, where's it at? Right here. This is all flannel. Every single one of these are kid flannel prints, great for backing kids. And then these are, oh God, what's the word for it again? See, I can't think right now. You guys know what it's called. It's the soft stuff. Here's the batting and a quilt top that my mom is purchasing from me. So technically it's another customer quilt with its backing fabric. I got to get this on the frame, but I was practicing, which I'll show you right now. Yeah, I bought a ton of stuff from Walmart. We just bought a bunch of Minion fabric. My husband did it when we were in California at their Walmart. I got in California. Oh yeah, that's where all my batting is, by the way. I'm 100% addicted to the way this stuff quilts. It's the Morning Glory Low Loft. It is 100% so awesome when I quilt with it. But yeah, we just got this Minion fabric. And then I got this pretty blue, which I have every color of this now. And this other Minion fabric. And this pretty one right here. It's actually like a navy blue backing. But oh my God, it's so beautiful. But yeah, we got all those for $1 a yard in California. So here, I'll come around. Oh, there's my design board. Remember I told you guys it's covered in thread and that's why I don't bring it in the house? Everything sticks to this. It's the fabric that I covered my design wall with, it's on cardboard, like this cardboard piece. It's, what is it called? Oh my God, it's just some cheap fabric and everything sticks to it. It's the craziest thing. So let's go back around this way. This is my husband's area. That's his area. It's called tools. So here's the back side. Sometimes this stuff gets in the way, but it's okay. So this is my frame, and this is me with some practice feathers for something I wanted to do. Move it over so you guys can see. So this is me practicing. I was trying to do an echo one, and I was like, nah, I don't like the way it looks. So I tried to do this like swirl thing. So I decided I liked that. So I come through and then do another swirl. I didn't do it on the other side though, but that's my feather work. And that's messing around. I was trying to come this way, but my machine does not like to go from right to left. It only likes to go from left to right. So I keep losing thread. So This is just a practice piece. But yeah, that's just messing around. So, and I got my ruler foot on there. Somewhere down up in there in the roll, there's actually some ruler work because I was messing with the rulers. But yeah, I usually just float my tops, and then I have the bottom bar right here, which is to put the batting on, but I never rolled. I've rolled it twice. I've rolled batting on there. I cannot find 110-inch batting on a roll. So, yeah, I keep my little iron. Everything that goes to the brother machine is in here. It's kind of organized, and some pins and whatnot. And this is my design drawer. Like, I actually have all this stuff is written with my patterns that I wrote myself. And then this is what I call ancient antique thread. Like, there is really, look at these little old wooden threads. These are so adorable. And one day I'll finally use it all up. I just kind of do whatever with it. But yeah, look at this. 30 cents for this thing a long ass time ago. Oops, sorry for the word. Can you believe that? It's so pretty. And then none of it really breaks bad. It's just a disaster in here. But yeah, I got tons of like old fashions. And then I have tons of tubs with thread in it too that I gotta use it. And then under here is where I hide things so that nobody knows I'm actually buying things that I shouldn't be. So I keep in here, if you could see, you can't see, there's not enough light down here. Ooh. Let's see. This is all fat quarters in there. Let me take a pack out. So they're batiks. This is mainly like batiks in here. I keep them separated because they cost more. And I'm technically not supposed to be buying it all, but that whole thing is all batiks. And these really cool rolls from Tuesday Morning. They're 6-inch strips. Do you see that? They're 6-inch strips. They're really awesome. So I'm gonna probably make a big, huge Lone Star or something out of them. I got a couple of those. And I have some more fat quarters, and in this box right there is fat quarters and charm packs. Obviously, you can tell they're Robert Kaufman in the front. And then my daughter has her own. And then all the drawers are full of anything that's sewing related. So yeah, that's my space, everybody. It's right here. Let's see, am I correct right here? I'm hoping you guys could see me and sewing. So yeah, so Sunday extension turned out to be an extension and show you guys my quilting space. So that's how I quilt. Yeah, I use Warm and Natural too. So when I have to quilt for somebody specific, like they ask me to make a quilt, or I'm selling a quilt, or somebody that I'm making a quilt for that lives, say, in Minnesota or something, and it's cold, I will go and buy a different kind of batting, specifically like cottons and wools. Yeah, that's what I go and do. So it just depends on the quilt. Like this will just get the 80-20 poly because I love the way it quilts. The one that's going to get ready to go on there will be an 80-20. The one that's on my practice thing, the reason why it looks so puffy is because there's 2 layers of some, it's not 80-20, it's like a 60-40 poly mix, and it's really thick. So, and it gets really good. It's a heavy duty. So I just use what's, you know, cheap. Like, sometimes I use this stuff right here, the polyfill, which is extra loft, so this is really thick, and this is great for feathers and lots of quilting. So, but this is for baby stuff. I have no idea what size the one I'm working on now is going to turn out. All I know is I think I'm getting close to 100. I took that time to show you guys around. So, how many do I got of you guys here? I got Sonia, Michelle, and Sandy. Is there only the 3 of you guys? Yeah, I got a nice sewing room, Sandy, but I can't use it all year long. It sucks. I'm hoping that I can, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of DIY videos for garage, um, not, what's the word for it? Not like, I'm not trying to make it a house, part of a house, but I really want to at least insulate the walls a little. And I kind of want to separate the laundry area. I kind of just want to make a wall around just my space. Turn, put a line down half the garage. But I've been watching DIY videos to get ideas on remodeling garages or renovating garages. Just so I can someday get air in here and then I won't have to leave, Because I was in the house for quite a few months and it was so much easier, but I was in a tight, cramped bedroom, and I figure if once I get my camera equipment and stuff, that it'll be better to have my space out here all year long. So I need some way to cool it in the summertime. And I can't afford, like, if we put a mini split, which is like $600 for to cool my area, a mini split would be $600 to $1,200 just depending on the space. My husband said if we're going to spend that much, we have to insulate the walls. But insulating the walls, we'd have to take all this drywall down, then put them up and put new drywall up. So it kind of seems pointless. But they also, on one of the DIY videos, they cut a hole at the bottom of the wall, across the whole wall, and then they spray foam inside of it, and then they seal it. They put a new piece on the bottom of the wall and make it seem like one seam. So there's that, but that seems like it's going to be even more pricier. And insulating the ceiling ain't much. It's just some more blow-in, because that's what we have up in our attic, is the blow-in insulation. So we just would need that over the garage only. But he doesn't want to buy a mini split system or any kind of air conditioning, because all it'll do is seep out because the walls are not insulated. So, and it's just going to be a waste of energy. And we're definitely, because we're both on a fixed income, and our daycare doesn't make what people think daycares make, they don't. I've been running a daycare for 20 years and we do not make minimum wage, even, like, at all. So when my daycare was full, if you have more kids, yeah, you make money, but I don't now anymore. We don't do that many kids. So let's see what you guys got to say. Natural batting for your design. Well, I'll use lint rollers. Yeah, I can't even use a lint roller to roll all that off. I tried. I've been buying these things from the dollar store. It works great on fabric. Like when I put it onto the long arm, I roll it. Then I even bought this, my favorite thing is this. It's a lint brush. And it's super soft, but it takes, oops, that's the wrong way, this one. It takes the fabric off, so, like, anything that's hanging, so much better. I love this thing. So I use this when I'm on the long arm, and this just whenever, because it doesn't work like you would think. So I use this stuff. I love this one better. Yes, it's not that I have a nice quilting space, I just have an OCD quilting space. But as of tomorrow, the situation will be moved around. I'm going to try to work around my rulers and stuff, because I don't want to take everything off the walls and make new holes. So however I set it up tomorrow, bringing that area over there that you can see over to this side and putting the long arm on that side and kind of keeping it towards the wall more, so that I have walk space and car space, because the car is right there too. However it works out, this desk is going to get moved because it needs to go turn around so that you guys can catch my angle from here. I like when you guys are able to see me from above and see what I'm doing. I think that's a better angle. And yeah, so this desk definitely has to be moved. Plus, when I free motion quilt and stuff right here, yes, I have a lot of room, but then I get stuck with all this stuff against the wall. Any quilt that I'm doing, if it's big, it ends up pushing all this on the wall, like my rotary cutters, and it knocks them all down behind the desk. And then I've chipped like 4 rulers because they have fallen back there. So it kind of sucks.
Great for baby quilts. It's a great space, well organized. Yeah, I have, okay, so my insomnia is why this is very organized. And Michelle knows, and I've told her, I press anything that anyone gives me. If it's washable and it's not going to shred, I wash it. All the sheets, everything, it all gets washed because it's donated to me. And it's probably sat in some old lady's attic or garage forever, so it needs to be washed. I've had some fabrics that were donated to me that literally smelt. I started pressing them because I thought it was okay, and I pressed them. I sprayed some spray and started pressing, and it smelled like cat urine. I had another one that smelled like, it smelled like horse or something, or donkey smell. We have some farms out here, but just the smell. Then some things had dead moths and so on that I get donated in tubs. So I definitely wash everything and press it all because to me, if it's all cleaned up, then it's easier to grab it and use it. And since I'm up all night, it gives me something to do. You guys think there's 120 of these things here? I'll do like 10 more. Maybe it'll be plenty because I cut just a little bit more than 120 pieces. I'm really getting myself off track, but this is the only way to make a video. Is when I'm up, I'm hyper. Well, I'm not hyper, my brain is hyper, which makes me hyper, I guess. Playing with the sound of my, machine gun, my machine gun machine. It's so funny. I don't think it sounded like this last time before I went into the house. Definitely sounds weird now. You guys are saying spray foam insulation is great. Yes, the spray foam is definitely. But I watched it in a DIY video, but the people cut the whole bottom of the wall off all the way down, and then they used some specialized thing that went up and in, and they started at the top, and you can see they moved the thing and it sprayed the foam as they were coming down and pulled out, and then they went in between the next set of oh my god, what is it called, the 2x4s that are in the walls. So they would go in, do that, they go in, spray more foam, go in, and they do it all the way down, and then they just put a new piece along the bottom and bam, insulated. So there's DIY videos to do that, but I have a feeling it's going to cost more than what the guy on the video said, because he turned his garage into like a family room, and it was smaller than mine. It's kind of your size garage, Michelle, just the regular 2-car. My garage is a 2-car boat deep, and I have four or so extra inches on both sides, unlike most garages with only the 1 foot gap between the garage door and the wall. So we have like a little bit extra. So there's a lot of, walls to insulate. And the only wall that is already insulated is the wall between the house and the garage. But the other wall that's not insulated, that my husband and I found this out when we had the remodel done 2 years ago. The wall that the door from the kitchen to our garage and half of the other wall, they're not even insulated. The wall that meets up with our pantry side, that we were wondering why our pantry got so hot. It is actually not insulated. So when they built this house, I don't know why they missed insulating those 2 walls. So when I go to insulate, that is definitely something that I will be doing. Are you talking about this machine? This machine doesn't get oiled. This one just gets cleaned out. So this one, when I do clean it, I untape everything, and every time I clean this, because I told you I use those dollar store shower curtains to cover it. That's why this is so smooth and nothing falls, because this hole is cut to fit my Juki as well as this machine. So there's a gap right here, a big, huge gap on the back side. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right here is a big gap. And it goes all the way back, and then it has a weird cut. That's because it fits my Juki as well. Oops. So that gap has to be covered anyway, so that my stuff don't fall behind. And the thing that I have 2x4s underneath here, underneath the machine, all I do is lift the machine up, take those 4 screws out, because the bottom of this comes apart, this whole thing comes out, this comes off, the presser plate and everything. I take all that off and I do the same thing that I do with my Juki. I blow it all out. Then this piece right here, there's a screw on the back side. I pop that off and I blow, because once this is off, it sees all the computerized stuff in here, and I blow the air down and out. Some people say the blowing thing is not good, but this machine seems, and my Juki, the blowing the air through it, it keeps it super clean. And I have never had a problem with it drying out and whatever. These machines just like to freeze up. That's the problem I have with these machines, and that's why I've had so many. And I don't know why I keep going back to Brother, but it's quick and easy, and they sell them at Walmart. So, you know, this was my most expensive Brother, though. This one was $249. This one was quite expensive. Look at that. I'm almost done, and I just did more than I thought. I probably have exactly 120, and I probably have some side pieces done, and I need to cut some more white, I think, for when I go down the top and the sides. But what I hate about this machine is it does not have a thread cutter, and I don't have one of those thingies. I think I've seen you, Sandy. You have that little, it's a little gadget. You know what I'm talking about, and you can cut these. I do it this way, but I really, really, really think I need one of those gadget thingies. I don't know what it's called, but this works too, obviously. It just takes longer. And it's awkward position, but hey, it works. I'm definitely going to look into getting one of those little gadgets that trim these. Yep. I also have a letter opener. Maybe I can like attach a letter opener to some wood blocks. That's me DIYing. Take 2 wood blocks, put a letter opener, the kind that has the little slice thing, put it up towards the top, cut that slide thing off with, like, I don't know, some kind of cutter of some sort, and then screw the 2 wood pieces together with the letter opener in between both, and bam, I got a little stand to just cut with. That would be neat. I'm going to get creative with it, I guess. I should be counting because I need 120, but I don't care. I'm going to be chain piecing the whole entire thing. See, this is normally when I'm not making a video, but this is me doing my real life because this is my quilting life. Next step is ironing all these back. So I don't know if I should just do that because I'm pretty quick with it, and show you guys how I chain piece, chain iron, and then chain piece, and then chain press, and be done. You know, I just chain piece everything. It's for these kind of quilts, when I pre-make sashing on the blocks, it's so much easier to do it this way. Don't know why. I just think it is. Yep, you have one that's purple. Does it have a name, Sandy? Those little cutting things? That way it make it easier for me to look up. I know I've seen, who else used it? I think Angela Walters on Midnight Quilting. Yeah, Midnight Quilt Show. I think she uses one of those things sometimes. I've seen her use it. I forgot what it's called, though. I know that there's a thing called the purple thing, but that's a little like a stiletto to help you push things under without getting your fingers under or something like that. But I know that there's a cutter, and I don't know the name of it. There's a bunch of different colors. If I knew the name, then it'd be easier to search it up. I really need a drink of water. Are you talking, Michelle, are you talking about making a cutter thing with a letter opener? I have a crap load of 2x4s, so I can probably cut 2 pieces and make myself a little block cutter and see, like a sample of it. I have a letter opener in the house. I don't know if I have more than one, though. I hope I have more than one, because if I tear one up, I can go to the 99-cent store and see if they have any letter openers. I'm all about the cheap way of doing things, guys. I will figure something out. And if you figure it out before me, Michelle, you know, and then Sandy can tell me the name of it, because if I know the name of it, I can look up a picture and see what it looks like to make sure what I'm making looks like it, you know. Hey, this takes forever. Usually I use my little snips, but this is actually faster than snips, I think. I got this big huge pile. I don't even think I'm gonna press them. I think I'm just gonna fold it back and sew it. Fold it to the dark. I might be able to do that faster. And then press. What do you guys think? Doing it the faster way. So I'm gonna go through what I'm doing, by the way, so that anybody that's new and decides to come watch my randomness here. What I have done was I cut 4-inch squares from 12 different colored fabrics, and there's 8 of each color. So that gives me 120 pieces. Then I took a 4-inch, I actually chain pieced. So here's a 4-inch square and a 1.5 by 4-inch sashing, which I just chain pieced. So in my last video, you could see me chain piecing all these. Then I went and cut 4-inch, these are 4-inch by 1.5 inch. So a bunch of 1.5 inch strips subcut into 4 inches. And then they are connected to a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch square. So that when I sew them together, they have a sashing on them like that. So again, it's 4.5 inch squares with some 1.5 by 4.5 and 1.5 by 1.5 inches, or not 4.5, 4 inch by 1.5 and 1.5 by 1.5 little setting squares. So let's go and make myself my pile right here so that we can start chain piecing all these together. I'm just going to set these up and put my piles with it. It's called the cutting gizmo. Okay, look that up. Definitely looking it up. Not right this very second, but I'll be able to go through this video to see it, to see the name of it again. The cutting gizmo. That's why I call myself poor man sewing. You're like me, Sandy. We're poor and we sew. I do what I can when I can with what I can, because this is all I have. I'm cheap. Super duper cheap. Okay, so what I'm doing, guys, let me put this down so you can see, is I am putting all these beautiful fabrics from Michelle into stacks of what they corresponding with. This one goes there, this one goes there. This one goes there, and that one goes there. So there's 8 of each color. Again, I will show you guys. They're so beautiful. Look at those colors. They're like a rustic antique. I love them. I don't know why. And Michelle, this is the awesomest stuff ever. So thank you for my birthday presents. Let me put this back right here so you guys can watch me and talk to me at the same time. Whoa. Anyway, so let's see. Thank you, Michelle. You too. Does this speak and text? It's crazy. It says things I do. Talk text, yes. I use talk text just like you, Sandy. I always end up with stupid words on there that I did not mean to have. So I'm going to take this little pile, I'm going to slide it over here, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm just going to start with one, and everything is going to go to the right hand side. So I'm going to keep my dark, my sashing at the top, as you can see, on every piece. And then I'm going to take every one of these, and I'm going to finger press to the dark. I'm going to lay it right on here. And as you can see, it's kind of messy, but I'm going to nest those 2 seams. See, now that we have clear video, you guys can actually see. So this seam is going to the right, and this one is going to the left, depending on how you're holding it. Oops. Trying to show you guys what you can see. But you could fill it. It's literally like one solid piece. So it makes it so much easier. You don't have to pin or anything. And I'm just going to sew right down the right side, 1/4 inch. And I'll take it off just so you guys can see. And I'm going to finger press it back, just for the sake of video. So here is one with the sashing already in it, and I will pull all these threads off later because I have thread everywhere. So once it's pressed, it'll look way better than that, but definitely gonna make myself a big huge pile. I'm totally just gonna chain piece them though. And I'm just gonna go through it all. Nest these 2 seams. Sew with my machine gun sewing machine. It's so funny how Diane said that earlier. Just to the dark, just real quickly like, and sew. Yes, they're very pretty, and I like that. You know, I was looking at the polka dots with it and looking, and I'm glad I kind of didn't go with the polka dot colors, because the solids are gonna make the colors speak out better. And since, like I said, it looks vintage, rustic, antique, it just kind of goes with the vintage, rustic, antique look. So I'm not even pressing them now, I'm just kind of laying it back and just sewing, chain piecing right through, lining them up, and going. I really have a lot of shredding going on too. It's kind of weird. These little fabrics from you, Michelle, they're really shreddy, whatever the word is for it. Fray, yeah, fraying. That's the word I was looking for. So is my white fabric. It's fraying just a little. Bonnie and Clyde. Yep. Yep, it's shooting them up. Except I'm not shooting them up, I'm sewing them up. So, this is what I'm doing, guys. I don't want to like skip a step, but I really want to go smoke a cigarette. The only thing that when I smoke, I don't smoke in the garage, like near my fabric. Sometimes when I'm like walking from one side of the, you know, I walk from one door and the garage door is open and I walk out. In the summertime, especially right when the beginning of the summer comes, I'll walk out the main big garage door, I'll put it up and I'll go over there and have a cigarette. But I don't ever smoke on my fabric or near my fabric. So technically I smoke outside the garage, but I'll sit at a door, and it's really, really, really windy outside today, so I would take the camera and just go have a cigarette and chit chat with you guys, but usually I don't crave like this, but I'm actually craving. It's weird. Maybe it's because my insomnia is like super on 5. I'll finish these little guys up. So this quilt will be 10 across by 12 down. That's 120 pieces. And I'll probably, I don't know, because what size it turns out, unless you guys want to do the math for me while I'm here. They're finishing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're finishing at 5-inch squares, so if anybody has a calculator available and wants to do the math for me, what's 5-inch squares, which is 10 across by 12 down? What is the measurement would be for 10 across without taking the 1/4 inch seams away? Because that'll be 9 9 half inches taken away. Let's see how well anybody knows how to do the math. Can anyone do the math for that? So it's 10 5-inch squares across by 12 5-inch squares down. Let's see if we can teach beginners how to do the math. I don't have the calculator next to me or else I would do it, you guys. All right, all these little guys are done. Let's pull these apart. So one color is down. We got 11 more to go. This machine smells funny. It really does. Interesting. So yeah, they're turning out to be 5-inch squares. Exactly, it's so weird. That's cool. Alright, good night, Sonia. Trying to pay attention, you guys are talking real fast all of a sudden. So I go, well, we don't care. I smoke in the bedroom. Yeah, I smoke outside and or at the edge of it's freezing outside, so like I still want to hang out with you guys. It doesn't take me longer to smoke a cigarette. It's weird though, because usually like Michelle and I talk face to face on video chat all the time, but I want to be able to share the chatting with all of you, and I wish there was like a program for quilters to go on, like an app where quilters can go on and all talk to each other, and the video screens would show for each person that's talking. It would pop up a screen. That would be such an awesome app. Just for quilters though, you know, so that we can all follow along and do something and everybody can see everybody. That would be so awesome. See, this fabric is fraying really bad right here. So I'll have to press all these back, obviously. I'm like seriously messing up my nails. I need to go get them done. I keep saying that. You guys have been hearing me say I need to get my nails done all summer. They just keep breaking more and more. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but okay, so part of my MS, and Michelle might know this too, causes skin issues. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but see this scaliness? I don't know if you guys can tell. It's really, really my hands, and they dry and they get scaly. It's really, really, really weird. So part of my MS causes my skin to get really scaly around my elbows and my hands, and I don't know why. It's just, it's like, I don't know, I can pinch it and look at it and it's like lizard skin, and then it'll peel off and more lizard skin comes back. It's pretty weird. It's part of the MS, so yeah. Rick said 5 across is 50 and 12 down is 120, and that's Rick. Rick said 5 across is 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Minus half-inch seams, so that would be 49, because there's a half-inch and a half-inch. 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. No, that wouldn't be 41. It'd be like 45 with all those seams missing. So this is going to definitely be a child's 45 by 60 type quilt. Yeah. I'm trying to think about it and then minus those seams. All right, let's yeah, this would be a 45 by 60 baby quilt. That works perfect because I have 45 by 60 baby quilt size high. It's what did I say, extra loft, so this is gonna be a nice thick puffy quilt, perfect for like some kind of fancy quilting that I can possibly, maybe some ruler quilting, I don't know, we'll see. Oh, and Michelle, I forgot to tell you this. So remember I told you I ordered the Angela Walters ruler? They emailed me. They were out. So I was waiting like 3 or 4 days, figured it'd be in the mail. but I don't check my email as often as I should. Now I know I should check my email because they emailed me to tell me that they were out of stock and would I like anything else. And I didn't want to because it was $5 more for the other ruler. And I was just like, whatever. So they refunded me my money and told me when it'd be in stock. And it's already, it's like October 17th or something like that. So it's a few more days and it'll be back in stock. Then I will order it. So, and they also gave me a coupon code to get like 30% off or something because of the boo-boo. They should have had the out of stock written on the site on Quilty, whatever. You guys know what website I'm talking about. They should have had it say out of stock, but because Missouri Star Quilt Company, they have the little thing that says out of stock, but theirs didn't. So Craftsy, that's what it's called. So since it didn't have that, I just ordered it thinking they have it, but nope, it was out of stock. So I got my money back. Like my style. All right, you guys, we're gonna take this over here. Whoa. We got 3 of you because Sonia left. They're gonna show my. And wow, you guys, I forgot that I can do that. So under here, I forgot to show you. Under here is all fabric. And I can't see it because of the position that it's in. These are all from Michelle. Every single one of these is from Michelle. So they're all panels, and the panels have a corresponding, I put them all on bolts. So the panels have corresponding fabrics for them. And they're super adorable. So I will be getting to working on all this stuff soon because most of these are probably going to be donation quilts to the Children's Hospital, except for these dark ones. These are more older kids prints, so they'll probably go to another donation. So yeah, that's from Michelle. It ain't good too good at the same. All right, so let's put my robe on. You guys like my beautiful car? My husband took it to the car wash, and I'm going to show you guys this because this is the weirdest thing. So he went to the car wash, and you see the gas tank thing? Weird angle, huh? Let's see if I can't shine a light over there. Okay, see the gas tank thing? So he went to the car wash, and ours is a pop tank. So you would pop a button in the car, and it would pop this open. He went to the thing, and it snapped the popper. The car wash thing pushed and pounded against this so hard that it snapped our popping thing on our car. So now we have to do this to open it because it gets stuck. Can you believe that? And he said he didn't want to wait around because it's a $3 car wash. So I'm kind of upset because I don't know if in the wind if it's going to push against it and open it. And we don't know if we can even order a piece for this stupid freaking thing. So yeah. Oh, and I got my support my troops on my car. And I got my U.S. Marine Corps. And I got my angel. And I got my devil. So anybody ever see this car around, you know it's me. And I got my little anarchy. It's like because I have a thing for Sons of Anarchy. Oh, and here's the rest of my garage. This is our yard sale area because every year we get rid of shit and have yard sales. And then my stack of keepable stuff. But yeah, I'm so mad about what happened to my gas tank thing. It really sucks. Oh, I'm gonna walk around here. So yeah, here's my anti-fatigue stuff, guys, just so that you'd know. Alright, we're gonna put my robe on now. You guys get to hang out with me for a second while I put this on. We're gonna make this a quickie, like as quick as I possibly can. I'm gonna put you guys right here, and you guys can talk, and I'm gonna grab my phone, and we can still chat. How's that? You guys hear that wind? It's like super crazy. Okay guys, so normally I wouldn't do this, and you guys know that.
But it's like super duper freezing out there. I am wearing my big, huge, oversized smoke robe. I only wear it when I smoke. Oh, and Michelle said the funniest thing. When we were out, when I was in California, went to Michelle's, she never realized how short I am. She says in videos, right, Michelle, I look taller. Well, here's me in a doorway. And as you can tell, I can't even reach the top. It's small. I'm only 5'2", so for all of you guys who think I'm taller, I'm not. And I stood next to Michelle, who is like that much taller than me. I'm only 5'2", and I'm kind of in my slippers, so I'm flat-footed right now on the ground, and I'm super duper short. So, just thought I'd let you guys know. Oh yeah, I could check with the dealer. It's a Nissan, so it's a very popular car. My husband was kind of thinking that we can just go to, oh my God, what happened here? My husband was thinking that we can just go to on Amazon or eBay and look up to see, because we don't know how to go in the little area, the clip. So there's this little area in there in the gas tank thing, and it has a little clip for the pop button that's in the car to lock it. How it broke off, I have no idea. Those little things in the machine in a car wash, they really hit the car pretty hard. That's how our windshield wipers get so messed up. It is super duper windy, oh my goodness. Ooh, it's freezing, guys. Yeah, that's why you were so much taller than me, Michelle. How tall are you, Sandy? I want to know in the comments below, actually. Anybody that watches this video later, and I know this is weird, you guys watching me smoke, but it's smoke break time, and you're with me, and I'm quilting, and I'm having fun. I want to know in the comments below, how tall are you? I want to see how tall my quilter friends are. So, anybody that watches later, put it in the comments below. I want to know how tall you are. I'm only 5'2". I'm trying to, but the wind is literally catching the cigarette cherry. I know there's a lot of quilters that smoke. There's also quilters that do other things, and all sorts of, like, you know, they go and do this and go and do that, and they come back to their quilting. Well, my thing is I stop for like 5 minutes, I come out of smoke, and then I come back to my project. It's my flow thing. Some people go and eat, or they snack on potato chips or whatever. Actually, put that in the comments below. What do you do when you're taking a break from quilting? Do you take a break to drink a beer? Do you take a break to eat a sandwich, or take some chips, or have a cigarette, or some people smoke medical marijuana? What do you do when you take your break from quilting? Comments below. Oh, this wind. You guys can see it. It's blowing through the doorway and literally blowing my hair everywhere. And I know you guys have the sucky view right here of my... We had an insulation thing put on our thing, and the company that came out and did it on our water heater, they taped it up, and it's so hot here that the tape just knocked it right off, and you can see it dripping. So our water heater is not insulated. This top half, it's just fell to the ground. Oh, so funny. That's how hot it gets here, though, guys. It's so hot here that in the summertime, we actually turn the breaker off for the water heater because we don't need it. In the summertime, because our pipes are in the ceiling, we don't have to have a water heater. We have like scalding hot water in the summertime. So we turn this off, and we have to wait about 5 minutes to take a shower. We let the water run for about 5 minutes so that the cooler water can flow in through the pipes that are in the ceiling and cool down. That's what you're probably doing right now too, Michelle, huh? You're having a smoke watching.
Yes, my wind chimes. I wish I could show you guys. I'd have to show you during the day. They're so pretty. I love my wind chimes. I have so many of them. They're all around the house, and they rot in the summertime because it's so hot here. But the cool thing about them is I can take them apart when they rot and fall apart, and I put them back together, and they look awesome when I put them back together. And they stay because I use a really thick fishing line. All right, let's get you guys back in a good angle. I'm going to take this robe off because it does get hot. Sitting here, I start sweating while I'm doing this. All right. Straps at Home Depot to hold your insulation in place. What do you mean straps? See, you're taller than me too, Sandy. My goodness, everybody's taller than me. I'm just a short one. I'm just a shorty. All right, let's get some more done. So pile number 1 is done. Let's put it up there and do pile number 2. Back to playing with the machine gun. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. So if you chain piece like I do, and say this piece is sticking out some, I will just align my other piece on here. Let me put it on here so you guys can see, since the video is nice and clear. When I put it on here, I will line this up with this line instead, so you can see it stick out, and I will use the 1/4 inch from this white one edge instead of this edge, and I don't feel like cutting it off. There's no reason to. I'm just going to leave it on there and sew a 1/4 inch from the white. See what I mean? So just because it sticks over, it's still good to sew, as long as you're just doing the 1/4 inch from the white one, or from the, you know, the cornerstone. And all I'm going to do is chain piece all these through, just like I was doing. Okay, smoke, wash, dishes, clothes, whatever needs to be done. I try to get everything together when I am downloading a video. I wash dishes. I don't do any chores. My kids do the chores. I clean my room when I'm not doing something, or I organize in here. Like if I'm not sewing, I'm pressing something and organizing, you know, because I change my mind not only on quilts, but I change my mind how I want things organized. But I smoke, I drink water, I go pee a lot, and I'm surprised that I haven't gone to go pee yet, because I've been on for a while. But I do all sorts of stuff when I take a break. And sometimes I take a break from this machine and I'll go work on the other machine. I would love to show you guys, but unfortunately I'm on my tablet, so I can't hold the tablet and quilt at the same time. So when I go to do my next quilt though, I will just make a regular video and try to edit music into it to hide the sound of the machine, and just do quilting only. Kind of like, have you guys watched Natalia Bonner? She quilts, she does long arm quilting videos. I love watching it. It gives me lots of inspiration for design, and I usually try things that I've seen on her videos, of course in smaller version because I only have a 9-inch throat. Yeah, I find things to do, but mainly I kind of just, I rush through projects. I really rush through projects. I know you do, Michelle. It's like because we're hanging out. And even when you're not watching me here, we're talking chat. I wish like I said, I wish there was an app that all of you guys, I can send you all to where we can just all see each other's faces as well. Like, say on a regular screen, like maybe 5 or 6 people at once, and it would put everyone's faces together so we can all chit chat. But I don't think there's an app that does that. I might have to look it up though. There could be. That would be so much fun, because when we do the Bargello quilt, I don't even know where I have the things. You might be able to see my design. Now that I have clear video. All right, so now that we have a clear video, here's my design. Can you guys see that? So if I can figure out how to make this on a PDF, and obviously it's going to do a wave in this. So this is the design. It's pretty awesome. That's why I said 3 solids for that, because that's the design for it. I also, because I told you I design a lot of stuff, okay, so here's another one. This is like a future project with a jelly roll. Wouldn't this be awesome? This is a jelly roll design that I drew up. Obviously, it's going to have more blocks. This is just like a smaller version. It'll have more blocks running through it. And this areas right here, these will all be the solid, or, you know, like a print of some sort that blends in and reads solid through the empty spots. So that's one of my designs. This is a, you guys won't be able to understand this, but I don't know if you guys can understand what's going on here, but this is a all around this whole entire thing. This whole area, that's all flying geese. And then inside there, this is a table runner design. This was supposed to be done with that second thing, but all this whole area, it's all flying geese along there. And then there's stars in here. You guys can't tell, but these make a friendship star, 3 friendship stars, and then these are flying geese all the way around, and they go in an air like all the way around. Yeah, but I do it the easy way, Michelle. I don't make, okay, there's tons of ways to do flying geese. There's also where you can do, like, take a 7-inch block and then hook 2 4.5 inches to it, sew across the side, trim it off, and hook it a different way, and then sew another piece on, and it's supposed to make like flying geese. I do it an easier way. I'm running out of paper in here. Oh, this is just my whatever. I want to make this one again. I already did it, but there's another one. This one's a carpenter's wheel, or carpenter star. I've already done one. That's why this is written up like this. I did this like 2 years ago. So you could see it if you go on my Facebook, Michelle, and look in my past quilts. It's in there somewhere. Here's my paper piecing project that I drew myself. So it's done in 4 separate pieces, but I forgot to add, you saw my star, Michelle. It's in the house on the wall. I forgot to add the 1/4 inch seams around this. So my block lost every point on the edges. It lost all the points. So, but I taped the paper together so that I can remember how it's supposed to go. This is how I do paper piecing. So this was my practice stuff, Michelle. I will be able to do. Okay, so push this down in there. Since we're on this video, is one of the things Michelle gave me for my birthday. It is all the fabric to go with, and all the paper piecing parts to go with this right here. So yes, I am going to attempt to put this thing together. And inside this booklet is all the directions, and the paper piecing crap, and everything. And it's got some beautiful, beautiful fabrics that go with it. Like, I tried to show you guys at Michelle's, but it was a very blurry video. So all the pieces have a little tag on them for where they're supposed to go. So the person that put this together is gonna confuse the shit out of me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags of fabric to make a 85 by 85 quilt. I will figure this out. And all the paper piecing papers and everything are all in there. And then Michelle also gave me this one. This one's Summer Solstice. And now I love diamonds, but this is actually paper pieced. So I'm going to do this also. I'll have to choose some. I think I'm going to do it out of batiks. But this was one of my gifts from Michelle. So it's got all the papers in it for paper piecing. So I'm going to have some fun because she gave me the thing for add a quarter rulers. She gave me 2, the big one and the smaller one. I have them hanging on the wall, so you guys don't need to see it because you guys know what a smaller one is. I'm literally freezing. It's 62 degrees in here. Oh, and then we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing this as a tutorial because Michelle wants to follow along. We're going to be doing this. It's Kindred Spirits Split Decision. Obviously, I can't give the measurements, but you guys can just follow along because you already know. But this is going to be one of the tutorials. It's a table runner. Yes, Michelle is my bestest friend in the whole wide world. And there's no way to thank her besides the actual visit to her house and surprising her. That was my way of thanking her for being such an amazing friend. And since we both have MS, it's like we have 10 million more things in common than me and a lot of other ones. But since I have fibromyalgia, I have a million things in common with other viewers. And then because I have arthritis, I have a million things in common with them. Since I have all those issues, I don't know. But yeah, Michelle and I, we connected like, I don't know. She's like mom, but in a, she's just my mother from another world. She's my quilting mama. Ain't that right, Michelle? And then we also have the patterns from Teresa that I got to get to do too, which is a prickly pear or something like that. And that will be one that we will be doing as well. I'm going to kind of do it the way Jordan Fabrics does their videos. I will cut everything in front of you guys and get it prepped and stuff, but I will not tell the measurements. I will just show how it's put together. And I lost my pedal. There it is. So yes, Michelle gave me a bunch of really, really awesome stuff for my birthday. Yeah. Michelle, you know what you should do? Is you should take a, lay it out, the prickly pear, the one that you showed me. Lay it out on your, put it up on your design wall and take a picture. And then put it on the Instagram and tag it to Tiffany's Quilting Life when I start doing mine. Put it on so that everyone can see that you've done it as well. Because Teresa is going to be doing that one with it, so when I do it. But let's conquer the Bargello before we get to anything else. Well, and this. I got so many projects lined up, guys. I got a quilt, like that shelf I showed you that has all the quilts that need to be quilted. There's like 25 there in that pile. Plus that one that says 26. Plus I have 3 bags up there on one of the shelves that have quilts in them also. So there's probably about 35 altogether quilts that I need to get done while I'm in the garage this winter. Because if I don't get them done, then I can't get them on my Etsy shop and sell them. And then there's some that aren't for Etsy. Some are for customers that wanted them, and some are for my kids that wanted them. And it's a bunch of mixed ones, but they need to get done. Yeah, let's do that, Michelle. So when we get started, that way Teresa can go on the Instagram and see a visual of other colors and styles when she starts doing hers, because I don't know what I'm going to do mine in yet. I'm going to have to pick out some colors. And since it's a pre-cut pattern, I'll probably just pull out some of my own pre-cuts and just do scrappy. Or I can go buy some jelly rolls that'll look good with it. Because I think it needs like a lot to... I mainly do queen size and king size. Everybody knows that. I try to do big ones. These little baby ones get thrown in the middle because every once in a while a baby quilt catches the attention on my Etsy shop. So. Obviously I haven't sold anything on there. I sell it mainly to people that are local and or family that buys stuff from me. Which I should be giving it to family, but honestly this stuff is expensive to make. So that's why my family buys it. I'm totally not even paying attention to the seams. I'm making sure that they lay on there as flat as possible, and I'm just sewing. I'm kind of just like finger pressing it back right here in this little corner, about 1/4 inch in, just so that they line up. I haven't actually ever had too much of a problem with lining up my seams. I'm waiting on some pictures too so I can put another video up of the subscribers quilt. Sandy, I will send you some pictures. Oh, you're going to make a video of subscribers quilts? That'd be cool. That's why I put my Instagram thing up, so when people that watch my videos and make the things that I'm making, you just go to Instagram and you post it and you tag it Tiffany's Quilting Life, all one word with that hashtag thing. So it's like the number sign thing, which is a hashtag. Tiffany's Quilting Life, all one word. Without the apostrophe, it's just Tiffany's. And yeah, that's where Michelle posted she did the binding tool star, and she posted it there. And I've been posting little things that I do. Anything that I've been making a video of is what I've been putting on there. And I've made quite a few videos. I know everybody is kind of like, whatever. I'm doing live videos because that's all I can do right now. I can record things and make a video, but that one video that I made of binding, oh my god, that was 7 hours of editing. I don't know how you do it, Sandy. It seems like I would be editing more than I'd be sewing, you know? And I like to just sew, so that's why I'm live. And even if there's only 1 or 2 viewers, oh well. I will stop soon though, because unfortunately I don't want to go over 2 hours and make this such a really long blabbling video, you know? I know I got to show you guys around and it's actually clear. I put an internet extension thingy, my bobber. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's just an extension to my internet. And I put it out here in the garage, and you know what? It has made such a difference, giving you guys clear video. It's almost as if I made a video and posted it. I like it. But my middle of the night blabber blab blab, because that's all I do. I don't know. I need to figure something out with my videos. That's a lot of hours to edit for me, and I would love for everybody to see the whole process. That's why I came back on for an extension video. I'll be right back 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab a water. Ugh. I gotta check my thing. I just thought about that. Where's my power on this? Okay, I'm good. I just want to make sure I'm not going to run out of power. Alright, what is everybody saying? Let's see. Been waiting on some pictures. Okay, I already read that. Send me some pictures. It's cool, Michelle. Yeah, I already have a couple up there. Send his videos and she edits. It's on really great. Thank you, Michelle. It does take yes, it does take a lot of work to edit videos. That's why I'm just going live because it makes. Okay, so I know I can't blame it all on MS. For some strange reason, my brain does not work like everybody else's. Like, I don't catch on to things like I do. Like, I understand and stuff, but technology-wise, and I've told you guys all this before, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to cell phones, tablets, computers, I am lost. So I put the 2 editing programs on my tablet because I don't have room on my cell phone, and I don't know. Okay, I have one that combines videos. So one of my apps combines the videos, and the other one allows me to add music or take away the sound or lower the sound or put typing in it and stuff and blah blah blah. So I have to put them all together first in the order that the videos were made, combine it all. That takes quite a while, and cut out any footage that I don't need and then combine them together. Then I have to save that whole thing, delete all the original videos because it takes up so much space, and then edit that one video in the other program. It's like, to me, that's why it took 7 hours to do that one, because it's super confusing. Like, seriously. I don't know why it messes with my head trying to do that kind of stuff. So you actually enjoy making the videos, huh, Sandy? It doesn't frustrate you trying to get the right whatever in the right spot and put all the videos together or remove something out of it or whatever it's called? I don't know. Editing is just... I like to just sew. Whether something's edited or not, I'm just sewing. Screw it. That's why I'm on here. And I don't know how long I've been on. Let's see. Oops, wrong button. This doesn't tell me. That sucks. Why doesn't it tell me how long I've been on? Like my phone case? Turn, you stupid thing. Okay. Minus Power Director, and it is all that. Is it in the App Store, the Power Director? I can't tell you what I have. It's like Androvid and some other one, because they're free. Androvid is the one that I use to put once the videos are connected together, and then the other one is like Filmora, I think. I can't tell you because this screen is on. But okay, so I'm gonna finish this last piece right here, and I'm gonna get going because it's at the 2-hour mark now. I just looked at the screen, so since I'm at the 2-hour mark, I'm just gonna let you guys go, finish this all up, and then I'll come back when it's all sewn together and I'm putting it on the design wall, since I'll be up for a while. But if I don't come back tonight, it will definitely be tomorrow, just for this one. And then one day this week, I don't know which day I'm going to do it, but one day this week I'm going to start the Bargello. So everybody get ready. As soon as my tables are situated and I can lay things out to explain to you guys with the video feed right there, now that it's clear and you guys can see what I'm doing, I'll be able to lay things out properly, get it all situated, and you guys can follow along, and it'll make it so much easier. Oh, hey, Sandy. Good morning. What time is it for you? Michelle and me are both at 1:57 a.m. I know that. 1 hour and 19 minutes. Why does my thing say 2 hours? Hold on, let me look at it really quick. Because this screen doesn't tell me, and it doesn't tell me how many people are viewing either. It says 5 people viewing, and I've been on 2 hours and 53 minutes. No, 2 hours and 55 seconds now. What are you doing up at 3:50 in the morning, Sandy? Do you got to get ready for work or something? Or are you just insomniac hour like me? But anyways, now that you've joined, I don't know, should I stay on, guys? You want me to stay on? Let me know. If so, then I'll just stay on for a little while and you guys can watch me sew as many as I can get. I don't want it to be too long of a video. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it short. 2 hours is a long time to watch. Oh, that's funny. But live I can do whatever I want, you know. But I don't want it to be too long for replay. Replay purposes. Just got husband off to work. Oh, okay. So now that he's off to work, you're stuck awake? Wow, what a woman says that's probably on that time. Yes. Huh. It's weird that yours says a certain time. It's probably how long you've been watching then, yeah. You guys can hear my garage door. That wind is really kicking up. It is super duper windy out there. We get like severe winds here, like 45-mile-an-hour winds. Like, it gets bad. Sometimes even more. It knocked our trash cans down out front, so the lids is probably what's also hitting the garage door. Where do you live at, Sandy? Poor sewing one. What? If it's 4:58 in the morning, and I'm at 2, technically it's whatever yours is, so you'd be at 5 a.m. So you got to be on the East Coast somewhere. So I also, earlier how I was saying in the comments, another thing I would like to know, because I'm so not used to, I would like to get used to everyone's hours. If it's possible for anybody that's viewing this later and that watch me and subscribe, in the comments below, put where you live. Not like exactly where you live, just put the state that you live in, so that I can have a general idea of everybody's hours for all the people that are my subscribers. That would actually help me for when I am making videos and going live, to know everybody's hours, because that way I'm not going on way too late or way too early, you know what I'm saying? So in the comments below, for people that are watching this replay, please put the city or the state that you live in down below. You can add the city if you want, but put the state that you live in down below. That way I know in the future where everybody's at, and make it easier for me to do my live videos, you know, until I finally start doing regular videos. I got to get those quilts done so I can do my thing. Michelle, you know what I'm talking about. Come on, money raising. Got to raise me some money. I know you're in Bakersfield, KK. Kentucky, Hanson. North Carolina. Wow. You are on the East Coast. Do you still get storms? I know years ago I was there. Oh yeah, we have sandstorms like crazy. We also have the monsoons that come over. That's not what's been happening lately. We just got random rain the other day. It was weird. Yesterday, well, now it's not yesterday. It's the day before's morning. Saturday morning, because now it's Monday. Saturday morning, it rained for like 4 hours, which is very unusual in October. Usually we don't get rain until November, December, you know. But it rarely rains here, and when it does, it pours. And it floods. We get flood warnings We get flood warnings constantly on our cell phones. I'm actually going to have to look up where you guys live so I could see. I'm kind of curious. Sorry, I got the hiccups now for some reason. The weirdest hiccups ever. Michelle, you know what I'm talking about with the hiccups. That's nerve pain at the same time through the throat. Oh my god, it's absolutely horrible right now. Yeah, and Michelle, you're going to get those done, girl. You are. Definitely going to get those done. I got you this thing going, you know, or you got one loaded now, you finish that up. As soon as it's done, do the next one. Put them all in a pile and then bind them all at the same time. Just start throwing binding on all of them. Bam, done. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to quilt all the quilts that are over there in that pile, and then I'm going to bind them all and be done. I'll probably even bind them all in the same color just to get it done. I'll make like 500 feet of binding. Just go around every quilt. That's a lot of binding. I could probably open up that box though that I showed you guys of the pre-made stuff. I don't know how to use it. I know that you open half up, sew that half on like the front side or the back side or something, and then you flip it over the other side and then you just sew it like regular binding, I think. I don't know, I've never used it, but I'm going to try to. Maybe I'll find a color in there that goes with all this stuff and just bind this with that. I don't know, we'll see, because I've never done it before. Bias tape binding, I never use it. Yes, it burns me too. They're starting to ease up. I think talking is irritating it or something in my throat. I took the gabapentin hoping that it would solve some of the nerve issues tonight, but I don't think it's solving anything. It's only just making me have the issues. I hate the swallowing problem though. It's so annoying. So hiccups just burn. What are you making? I am making a baby quilt out of fabric from Michelle. It's super duper adorable. I have it all in its like corresponding piles right now, but it's super adorable. It's like vintage antique style to me. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a light one, and then there's another. This one's already got the sashing on it, but it's got paisleys on it, and then like this one has ribbon on it, and then there's a green one that corresponds. My goodness. All right, guys, I'm so sorry about that. It started buffering. Right there. Squares 5-inch. There. Okay, so this is how it works. I took 12 different colors that were like half a fat quarter, so I got 10 4-inch squares from every color, and there's 12 colors, so I got 10 4-inch squares. Then I took a 1.5-inch strip and put a sashing on every single one of them. That's what all this is. And now I'm going around and putting the other sashing with a cornerstone, which is 1.5 inch. This is a 4-inch by 1.5-inch sashing connected to, so here it is right here. It's a 4-inch sashing connected to a 1.5 by 1.5-inch cornerstone. So 1.5 by 4-inch, 1.5 by 1-inch. And then they're connected to the 4-inch thing. So once it's pressed out and it's laid flat, they are turning out to be 5-inch squares. So this is my way of making sashing on a block, and it's going to turn out well, bigger than crib size. It'll be children's size. And I'm not even pressing. I'm just finger pressing this to the dark, a little bit right here at the 1/4 inch, connecting them together, as you can see, nesting my seams, and I'm just finger holding it. There's no need for pins. just holding it on. This is how I pre-make sashing on all my blocks. Sashed, and they line up perfectly. So instead of making a long strip with all this, you know, just hooking them together, it's make the individual pieces, then hook all the blocks together in the way I want them, and then all I have to do is make a top sashing and a left sashing. That will be all that's left to do, and then that's when I hook a bunch of these together. Yes, 45 by 60 is pretty much what it's going to be, and it's like so vintage antique. This fabric is like, it spoke to me, said cut me up, because Michelle gave it to you as a gift, so cut me up and make something pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't think I would have got anything bigger out of the fabric, so this is why I'm doing it this way. I could have cut 2.5-inch strips, but I don't like, honestly, I don't like chopping fabric with big print on it up into skinny strips. So like this fabric, it would have looked really weird as 2.5-inch strips, you know? Like take half of that away. It would have been, you don't get the design. So on bigger prints, I prefer to make bigger square projects. So that's why this one I'm just showcasing the fabric only, you know? And putting the sashing and the cornerstones in just highlights what I'm doing. I'm not really doing much. I'm just sewing them on here, pre-making the sashing, and I hold that seam down. They line up pretty good. And I'm just chain piecing it through, but here's a piece, and I mean, you can see right here, just doing it the way I'm doing it. They're kind of hooked, sorry. That seam is as good as it's gonna get, you know. That's like literally right there. It's on. So yeah, you can see that the seams are lining up really good. Just by, I'm not even pressing anything. I'm just giving it a little finger press. Some of them I'm not. And I'm just making sure it goes to the dark. I'm hooking it together and sewing through. And I just hold that seam right where I want it. This one kind of pulled out of its way, so I'm kind of going to stretch this one just a little. I know I say not to stretch it, but those feed dogs will pull that back where it needs to be. Sometimes that happens. It's not always perfect. Never thought of that. Never thought of what? What did you not think of, Michelle, that Sandy did? So this is a crib quilt, or baby quilt. 45 by 60 is a good size, and I'm going to try to, instead of the polka dots, I'm going to look through my fabric and find something more vintage antique style, and then I'll cut that up for one border. But I don't want to go too big because the 45 by 60 batting is only, it's actually like 47 by 62 or something, you know. It gives a little bit of an allowance. That's what I like about the bagged fabrics. Oops, this is what I'm working on. Duh. I'm just going to line these up right here because it makes it easier. Just have them in a row. What about cutting fabric up? Sandy made me jealous up there, saying she's gonna go make up some chicken. I'm like, chicken what? Sounds yummy. I'm kind of hungry. Oh, okay, so Michelle, remember the other day I told you I weighed myself and I'm in my underweight zone that the doctor was trying to keep me from, and I'm still eating a lot, as much as I could possibly eat. You saw me, we ate panda the other day, but I was 113 before the trip, coming out to see my mom and then come see you, Michelle. And then today I weighed myself this morning. They say your best weight is after your first pee of the day. Man or woman, you go pee and then you take and weigh yourself on the scale. I got on the scale and I'm now 112. And I'm still eating like you wouldn't believe. I eat constantly. I'm not in the middle of the night like this because, you know, I think eating in the middle of the night's a little bit harder, but I'm still eating like crazy and my weight is going down. So I'm definitely going to have to get a hold of my doctor because the MS medications, remember, they're technically cancer pills is all we're taking. So I'm going to talk to her because when I was on the Tecfidera, I lost a lot. That's where the weight started going down. I started at 125 and now I'm 112. So, and 115 was my underweight mark. The doctor said anything after 115, I'm considered underweight. So, I'm definitely going to have to talk to the doctor because I'm losing weight and I'm on Abagio for my MS right now. And it's not, it hasn't stopped me from losing weight. So, and my hair is falling out even more. This haircut did not help the hair loss. It's just coming out all the time. It's everywhere. And it's 100% highly annoying. Yes. But no more than that. You'll get. I lay down constantly. I eat in bed. Today's sandwich. I had a snack before coming out here. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and like a half a bag of potato chips. And yeah, I laid in bed the whole time doing it. And I watched your video, Sandy. And then I watched the newest man sewing video. And I just laid there and then I watched the newest Jordan Fabrics video with the curved. Oh my god, it looks like so much fun. I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to take some 10-inch squares and cut them up and make that. But without the pattern because I could see how it goes together and just cut my swerves. It looks like fun. I've never done curved piecing. So that should be something new. But I want to make it. So yeah, I laid down. I was down for like, I don't know, a good hour watching everybody's videos after eating. I always just lay there after eating. When I'm on the couch and eating, I just lay around and be lazy. It doesn't help me. I'm just losing weight. I don't know what it is. I'm 100% sure it's this freaking medication. Excuse my language. I said freaking. Good thing I didn't say the bad word. You know, being on these videos, you guess what you guys have helped me with? I don't cuss very often. It's like totally cool. Normally, like Michelle heard me when I was at her house. I cuss a lot. It's not my fault. It's just how I talk. But ever since I've been doing these videos with you guys, I have learned not to cuss, and I haven't been cussing around the kids or anything. It's pretty cool. I'm learning to control my mouth and my manners. My mouth manners. Alright, let's see the fabrics. It's chicken strips boiled with barbecue. Ooh, sounds yummy. You gonna bring me some? You live too far away. The fabrics I have. Yeah, I never would have thought to cut it up the way you did. Awesome job. Well, Michelle, that's because I'm like, my husband and the kids call me the fabric manipulator. Because I can take fabric and manipulate it to look like amazing. And I 100% agree with them. I could have renamed myself instead of Quilting Life. I could have renamed myself to the fabric manipulator because it sounds kind of cool when my husband says it. But yeah, I don't know. There wasn't much to cut up, Michelle. The position of those being half of a fat quarter, you know. So I had to think, and I looked and I looked and I looked at them, laid them out. I was thinking about cutting them in long strips and then just sewing the strips together and then subcutting it like stacking bricks. But I was like, that wouldn't be a very big quilt that way. It would have been really small or table runner size. Then I thought, well, you know what? Let's just do some squares. And 5-inch wasn't going to work because they were only, those pieces were only like 8.5 inches, if that. So there was no way to get but one row of 5-inch squares. So I said, screw it, we'll do 4 since there's 8. So I was able to get the 4-inch strips, or 4-inch squares from them. And I was able to get 10 from each, so that's pretty good. Let's make that quilt Jordan covers and man sewing. Yeah, the man sewing one is just strips cut into big triangles. I wouldn't make them that big though. I think I'll go lower with 1 strip less. That way you can get 4 strips from a strip set instead of 3, because he was only getting 3. I actually made something similar to that, but big, huge triangles. It was kind of cool. I think I've showed you, Michelle. You guys make me want to pull out quilt tops that I did when I first started quilting, and I didn't know what I was doing, and they've not been quilted yet. I have a crud load of quilt tops from when I was only scissor cutting to make quilts, and I didn't know what I was doing. I had a really simple old brother machine that just had some knobs to turn. It was not digital or anything. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have cutting mats or anything back then, and I made quite a few interesting quilt tops, to say the least. Made out of whatever I could get. Sheets, tablecloths, curtains, anything that was cotton fabric. I definitely made some weird stuff. And it's never been quilted because I didn't know how to free motion quilt back then. I didn't even know you could, actually. That was before I knew that there was videos available to watch. That was over almost 4 years ago now. And I have mastered it now. My only thing is once I can complete that paper piecing one that Michelle gave me, that's when I'm going to take myself from being an advanced beginner to a pro. I will become a pro quilter as soon as I can do that one. That's when my thing will change from beginner. Technically, I make quilts purposely for the advanced beginners so that you guys can all follow along to what I'm doing. Obviously, like I said somewhere in this video back a little while ago, I really need to learn how to make the PDF files so that you guys can click on a link and open up my patterns. Because obviously I'm offering my patterns that I do for free. And everything I do is typically for beginners. There are a couple things that'll probably seem like they're hard, but they will be put together and described since you guys are now clear with me. And when I get a new camera, it'll even be better. I will be able to describe things so much easier because you guys will be able to see up close and personal what I'm doing, like right now. Let's see, hold on, let's scroll up. I want to make the quilts. Yeah, Michelle, we got to make that one, definitely. And we don't need a pattern for it. We don't need to get the pattern because all we're doing is cutting fabric and then laying it together in that specific design. The fabrics I have in there, I would cut it that way. Awesome. Okay, let's see. I want to make the quilt. Let's see. Oh, my brown quilt. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Like the block when I seen it, sent it. I wish I knew how to do it, and I had to play with it. Very well, very, very well on that brown quilt from the fabrics that Michelle gave you. So we're both actually working. Well, you already finished yours, but we both did something that was from Michelle. We definitely are getting it done. I would love to, but it's expensive to go that far. My first quilt was made out of stuff and you batting came out of the couch. That is a definitely neat idea right there, to use the stuff out of a couch. Really, I like the way you explain what you're doing or making. Well, thank you. I try to do my best to explain. It's hard to not be able, see now you guys can see me clearer than you did in the house, but before we got the new internet service. I like that I can explain that one seam goes to the right, one seam goes to the left. Definitely for this. When I do other projects though, like when we work on the Bargello, I'm going to go through every step as precise as I can explain it. And you guys watch me do it. I'm going to try to make those only hour-long videos though, and then stop and come back. It's probably going to be a video a day kind of thing, as long as the babies aren't in my way, you know, because the babies are coming back. But we're going to get that done. This will probably be done by tonight. Obviously, if I quit talking and just keep sewing, I will have this done tonight. I'm pretty quick with this stuff. So thank you. I appreciate the fact that you guys can understand and get the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm trying. That's all I gotta say. One thing about my videos compared to the bigger main chain like Missouri Star and Jordan Fabrics and stuff is Jordan Fabrics finally started showing long arm quilting, but not too much of it. But they edit so much out that I walk through all the steps and they kind of just do one block. Get the one block done and then it's up to you to figure out the rest, you know. like that the way I'm doing it is because I'm walking everybody through every step. Even though my projects are random and not named, you at least know what I'm doing here. And once it's on the design wall, you'd be like, oh, wow, that is definitely so much easier the way you just did it. I don't know. I don't like making string rows. It's so annoying. That's why I do it this way. And when I'm on my Juki, it's faster. Unfortunately, I'm not on my Juki. This machine does not sew that fast. Yeah, take a coloring book called Precious Moments and embroidered all of it. It's so pretty. Oh, yeah, Michelle actually gave me a bunch of Precious Moments panels. Some of them are dated like 1991, 1993. I remember because I just ironed them up and put them away. They are definitely cute. Some of them have a corresponding fabric, but I'm going to try to keep them all crib size because I'm going to be donating. I'll probably donate 90% of all those that you gave me, Michelle, to the Children's Hospital. The other ones I'll probably put on my Etsy shop because unfortunately I still have to make money while doing all this. Even though Etsy shop isn't going very far. I put the link in here, but I'm hoping that you guys, whoever watches it, and then I make way more quilts than a lot of you. Me and Sandy, we just kind of keep going through quilts. But I'm hoping that if you guys like the links down below, you guys can take that link and share it with your social media as well, because the more it gets shared, the more chances of new people not only seeing my channel, but seeing my Etsy shop, so they can go, oh, hey, I like that quilt. And my prices are very reasonable on my quilts. I definitely put up reasonable prices. So if you know people that are interested and they want something now kind of thing, because it's available, you know, besides shipping. Shipping only takes a couple days, depending on where I'm shipping to. But yeah, if you guys share that stuff and share my videos and get this out there, you know, more people will know, and then it gives me something to finish quilting, because if someone buys a quilt from my Etsy shop, I have to replace it with something else in the Etsy shop, so it'll help me get more stuff done. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff that's going to donations this year. If I can get it all quilted in time, I gotta go buy all the batting for all the baby ones, but I'm going to use the cotton batting on the baby ones, so I have to go buy a bunch of cotton batting, because I don't really like using the poly for baby quilts, especially for the donation ones, because they go to the NICU, most likely. When I go to the Children's Center, it usually goes to the NICU. I'm hoping to be able to do them and deliver them all in person. That's my my thing. I was going to Sears store yesterday, and they had about 10 dolls. That was Precious Moments. It's supposed to be a thrift store. I haven't seen any. My daughter has one Precious Moments doll, and that's it. The other one she had said it scared her in the middle of the night because it liked to spin. It was like one of those jewelry box things where you wind it up and it plays a little tune. Oh. I feel something weird coming on. Sorry, guys. Oi, oi, oi. Let's see how long I've been on. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm just gonna finish all this, you guys. And then tomorrow I'll come back. I'll put it on the design wall, because I kind of want you guys to see the putting together part. So I'm gonna just finish chain piecing all this, and then I'll press it all, and I'll come back today. So it'll be Sew Monday, an extension of Sew Sunday. I'll come back and we'll lay it out on the design wall and then sew the rows together, so that way my video isn't too long. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, guys, so I'm gonna have to get off of here. What is the name of your Etsy shop? I don't know nothing about that. So, Sandy, in the description down below, if you press the little arrow thing that's right under the thing, it shows the description. In the description down below, there's a link to my Facebook, which shows more quilts than the Etsy shop. I just usually post quilts on there. Then it goes to my Instagram, which is all quilts. And then it also has the link to my Etsy shop. It's Groff Quilting. It's all one word. I don't know why Etsy shop doesn't allow me to have multiple like spaces in between it because it's kind of dumb, but it's all one word. But there's a link down in the description. It takes you straight to my Etsy shop. And that's where my reasonable for sale quilts are. Yeah. I haven't added anything new to it because those haven't sold. I have 0 sales. I do have 3 sales separate from the Etsy shop though. Like they saw it on my Facebook and said they wanted it, so it ended up going from the Facebook's quilt page straight to them instead of going through Etsy. They just paid me through the bank, you know. So yeah, all my Etsy stuff's down there. It's been on there for a long time. Like I said, nobody's bought anything from Etsy, but someday it will happen. That's definitely, I only put things there because that's to help me get back money to replace what I've, you know what I mean, what I've used up. Because I do actually go out and purchase stuff from fabric shops. I have an obsession with buying from Tuesday Morning, but it's just as expensive from Tuesday Morning, but it's right there than it is the other places because the driving to all those places, like Joann's is not in my town. I actually have to drive an hour and 25-ish minutes to get to Joann's. So my local, I only have 2 local quilt shops, and then everything else I buy online, unfortunately. But Tuesday Morning always has a bunch of stuff, but I'm still spending $30, you know. So 2 jelly rolls and a bunch of other fabric. I'm putting a lot of money into these quilts, but I put them up for reasonable prices, so that I can replace everything and keep going and adding to it, which I need to add to it as soon as this big pile over here gets done. So anyway, all right, guys, I shared your Zetsy. You put Zetsy. That's funny, Michelle. Okay, thank you. What is the name? Okay, thank you for showing us. Have a great day. I shared. Blah, blah. Good night, Sandy. Good night, Sandy. Good night. Let's see. I'm going to go check it out. All right, guys. So I appreciate you, Sandy, and Michelle, for watching and hanging out with me through Insomniac night. It's 2:31 in the morning. You know, I've been on for a while, but it's time to go. But anybody that's new and watching this replay, like and subscribe my video. Like and subscribe to my videos. Right now, it's only live until I figure out everything. But everybody out there that's actually been following me, you all know it someday will be regular videos. So it's just live will always happen on Sundays though, because Sunday is so Sunday, and I just have a new project every Sunday. So. Other than that, live videos are just random. So I'll come back later today, and the rest of all this pile. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 more colors to do, and I'll get that done, press it all out, and I'll come back and we'll put it on the design wall and see what happens. So good morning, good night for anybody, and I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you for watching Tiffany's Quilting Life. Bye. Oh my God, are you serious? Oh, there we go. Okay.